continue to exert all diplomatic and economic pressure to bring about a peaceful transition to democracy. But those looking on should know this. All options are on the table.
And that's Vice President Mike Pence talking about all options on the table to deal with the crisis in Venezuela. Breaking news tonight, sources telling Fox Business thousands of separate demonstrations will be held tomorrow in Caracas. Millions of people are expected to pour into the streets in a broad, sweeping show of anti-Maduro protests. This, as Fox Business is learning, there's growing concerns that Maduro may be potentially moving to strip Juan Guaidó, the interim president, and his coalition of parliamentary immunity in order to try to arrest them and imprison them next week. Let's bring in former Navy intelligence officer Don Bramer. Don, what would happen if Maduro did that?
Well, Liz, good evening. I think if Maduro was to make a move to arrest Juan Guaidó and his supporters, this would cause an outrage even larger than what you see in the streets of Venezuela. Right now, people are barely surviving this defunct government, and they're looking for a hope, and there's humanitarian aid on the way, or on the border, that Maduro is not letting in. You've got police and military not being paid. This would just set off the powder keg that's almost there and ticking as we speak. Yeah,
that's the last element, the military. You know, when the SWAT teams try to go and approach Juan Guaidó at his home, he's got a 20-month-old baby. People showed out in force, banging pots and pans, and then the SWAT team left. Here's the thing. We are hearing reports that Maduro's SWAT teams are imprisoning and killing teenagers in a dragnet through the barrios and the impoverished poor neighborhoods that once were loyalists to Maduro and Chavez. Sir, where's the outrage here in the United States? I mean, Ferdinand Marcos never shot on his own people. Erich Honecker of East Germany never shot his own people. Neither did Gorbachev. Where is the outrage from the Democrat left?
Well, that's just it. They're so worried about the wall and increasing taxes that they're forgetting the very fundamentals that they say are immoral that we're here in this country, that we're not being moral towards the people, our neighbors down below south of us.
You know, here's the other thing, too. Dick Durbin stood up, and so did the Washington Post, saying, hey, Bernie Sanders, you're getting your facts wrong. You're totally wrong. This isn't about intervention. Here's what, set the stage for us. Weren't the South American countries years ago starting to say the problems in Venezuela are out of control? This is Colombia. This is Brazil, Argentina, Chile, Panama. They're all, and the Organization of American States, Canada, they all stepped up and said, you're out of control, Maduro. You're crushing your country. Trump, and you know, is way, way after the fact of that, right?
Well, as you mentioned, all 14 countries that are part of the Lima group have stepped forward, and they were supportive of Juan Guaidó, because we've seen this happening since 2013 when Nicolás Maduro took office. That's when the economy really started to shamble. This is one of the richest countries in the world with natural resources. However, they've got 112% of 112,000% of inflation and 800,000 just in the last year. There's no reason for that except for what he's been doing. He's been funneling all of this wealth to himself and his loyalists. Now with the sanctions finally taking place, those people who are loyal are starting to go away, and now we're seeing that there is a chance for hope, but we need to do something and act now. You know, diplomatic, economic sanctions, they'll work with time. However, I don't think we have that time right now.
You know, Don, you just made the critical point. That is, the Trump administration stood up and shut down this socialist, corrupt dictatorship that is killing its own. Again, you didn't see Gorbachev do that. You didn't see Erich Honecker do that. You never saw Ferdinand Marcos shoot at their own people. None of them shot at their own people. Trump and his administration shut down the cash cow where Maduro stole money out of PDVSA and Citgo and just funneled it to properties and to, Swiss bank accounts and Turks and Caicos. When you shut that down, that means Maduro's backed into a corner now, right?
Well, he is backed in that corner. You know, he's been bankrolled ever since he took office by Russia and China. He's missing his loan payments. So they have a lot of leverage on him, and that's why you see those two countries supporting him still in these final hours. However, when you can't pay your people, and for all those military leaders whom he's had on the take for so long, with these sanctions, now he can't make those payments. Ultimately, what happens here is going to be up to the military.
Yeah.
Who do they decide that they're going to support is who's going to rise and be the leader of this country.
That's why he's trying to sell tons of gold right now. Don, thank you for your service to our country. You're a former you are an Iraq veteran. You're a former Navy intelligence officer with the Bramer Group. Great to have you on, Don.
Thanks, Liz.